towards the head of affairs, and the starters let them go, but nobody seemingly too intent to make the running, with Clara Town right up there as well as they head towards the first of a scheduled 15 fences, and they're all up and over it safely enough with at the back of the field. Lady, the overall back marker in the hands of Paddy Barrow, but must only spy the leader, Aslad, by the best part of 6 lengths as they approach the second. And again, they're all up and safely enough. So making this quite long run now towards fence number 3. It'll be the fence taken on the cross-section of the course, and it'll be taken as 3 of 12 on their way round in this particular race. Aslad leading the way in the hands of Gina Andrews. Narrow advantage over Clara Mount, who races along in second. Jack Worley is in third as they now turn left-handed and begin to make the rise in ground. Helm Bar isn't too far away either as they run towards the third at the back of the field. Black Aquila and still Lady, the overall back marker in the red jacket. But a reminder that that one now has a green cap. Lady at the back of the field. That's horse number 8 in the hands of Paddy Barlow. Paddy, who's looking for his 42nd winner between the flags this afternoon. So making this quite long run now, again towards fence number 4. And then turning left-handed while coming up the hill, and Aslad and Clara Mount the leading 2. Being followed through by Jack Wooley, Tom Easterby. He's had a good couple of first seasons pointing in the saddle. Races prominently enough here as well with Jack Worry, but it's Aslad who brings them back towards home on the first occasion, with Gina Andrews about a length and a half advantage there for Aslad over Clara Mount, both of them just slightly jumping out to the left. Now along the outside, Jack Wooley is being pressed by Helm Bar for that third position. One from last at this stage is Black Aquila, and still Lady at the back of the field. But again, there must only be 7 or 8 lengths top to tail as Aslad leads them over what will be taken as the last next time. Aslad, Clara Mount is the leading pair. Now right up along the outside, Jack Wooley, Tom Easterby towards the inside, Helm Bar, and then one from last, Black Aquila, and Lady still at the back of the field under the nose of the judge on the first occasion, and they're as tightly bunched now as they've ever been. There must only be 4 lengths top to tail as Aslad begins to take them left-handed down that hill on the descent towards what will be used as the 3-mile start later on in the afternoon. Aslad, Gina Andrews still a narrow leader from Clara Mount, going along in second. Towards the inside, then to find Helm Bar, Jack Wooley out just a little bit wider on the course, then Black Aquila and Lady at the back of the field. So running towards the next, Aslad, good again that time, towards the back of the field. Helm Bar maybe just made a little bit of a mistake at that fence at number 7, heading towards number 8. And a reminder that fence number 9 will be taken as their first and only open ditch throughout the 2.5-mile contests this afternoon. Aslad, a narrow lead then from Clara Mount, who races along in second. Clara Mount jumping well on that occasion as they head towards the first and only open ditch. Jack Wooley has moved through into third, Helm Bar is next, and then out wide to find Black Aquila and Lady still at the back of the field. So turning left-handed now, they're at their point of departure and heading back towards their final mile or so of this contest, and it's still Aslad with a narrow advantage over Clara Mount, running towards fence number 10. Again, they're all up and over it safely enough. Aslad, Clara Mount, this pair have been the leading pair since the starter let them go just over a circuit ago. They've now established about a 4 or 5 length lead on Jack Wooley. Tom Easterby racing in third. Helm Bar is racing in fourth, and now Black Aquila is beginning to get away a little bit from Lady and the red jacket at the back of the field. So beginning to make this long run. They've got about 6.5 furlongs left to cover still from this point, and it's still this leading pair, Aslad and Clara Mount, that have it between themselves at this stage. But Tom Easterby and Jack Wooley are getting a little bit closer. These leading 3 are now beginning to get away from Helm Bar, running towards the cross fence for the final time. Aslad and Clara Mount still the leading pair over the cross fence. Well, good jump there from Jack Wooley. Helm Bar put in a bad jump at that occasion. Black Aquila is still one from last. ladies. Lady is beginning to be left behind a little bit in this Newton Hall maiden race. They started out over 2.5 miles. They've got about a half mile left to cover and another 3 fences left to jump on this long run, left-handed up the hill towards the third last. 3 to jump in the straight when they straighten up. Aslad and Gina Andrews still just a narrow leader from Claremont, working out slightly wider on the course, looking further back. It looks like Lady has begun to call it a day, might be pulled up before entering the straight. Aslad and Claremont. Aslad good that time, putting 2 lengths between himself and Claremont. And then further back, Jack Woolley in third. Helen Barr looks like he's been eased down maybe towards the back of the field. Black Aquila has been pulled up, but it's Aslad who's still in front, running down towards the last. Aslad from Claremont. This pair have been there all the way throughout. At the last, Aslad shortened, got in tight to the fence, has handed a chance to Claremont over on the inside, and so too Jack Woolley, who's beginning to come home with a wet sail from the third. Inside the final 100 yards, it's still Aslad who's just holding on. Aslad gets the afternoon off to the perfect start for Gina Andrews, wins well. Tied in behind for second and third, Claremont and Jack Woolley, maybe just Jack Woolley, Claremont. And these 3 look like the only 3 to complete in the opener.